Hey guys, welcome back to Late Night with Console Kits. So in this episode, we're going to be doing a game room tour, and afterwards we're going to do some topics. So if you want to be a part of the game room tours, all you got to do is email me at consolekits@gmail.com. Send me your pictures, take pictures in landscape with your phone. You can upload videos to YouTube unlisted if you want to keep them somewhat private, and send them to me, and we'll show them off in the game room. Tonight, we got some pretty cool ones. There's definitely some room for inspiration. There's a lot of inspiration that we're going to see tonight. Some things that I previewed when I was putting this together, I was like, this is really good. We're going to have another awesome game room tour. So shout outs to all the people that have been helping out make this content by emailing me that information. Then afterwards, we're going to focus on topics. So in the chat, if you want to propose a topic, all you have to do is start with the word topic, and then I'll be looking for that in the chat, and we'll be talking about that in just a moment. So what is going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming out to hang out with me tonight. We got some awesome folks in the chat here already, and I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out. So let's go check out our first one. Now, this one we've seen on the show a few times. It's Don Logic. He sent a really cool video. He's showing off what his game room looks like right now after he's got some decorations up and things like that. So it's you can kind of see this video of him walking into his house, and I think it's pretty cool that we're getting to see this tour. So let's check it out. We're going to go full screen on this. This is what his house looks like. Now, what it looks like is we're going into the front of the house. This is like the front door. There's some dogs. Bam! This is his game room. It looks like his game room is taken over the living room. He's got the new KI Pro that looks pretty cool. There's some people that are making content on the KI Pro right now. Jade was streaming. You might want to check out her channel as she's going through a deep dive of that as well. You can put that on your watch list. So check out this room. Don Logic. We got he's got Blitz there. For those of you that you don't know, little prison TV. That's right. Those that don't know, Blitz is available at deep discounts at Sam's. So go check out Sam's website. Go into the Sam's store. I have a video on that. We're talking about it. AtGames Legends Ultimate's on sale. The AtGames Legends Pinball. The AtGames Legend Mini as well. Ooh, Attack from Mars, man. Such a great game. Such a great pinball game. All right, very cool. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as well. Give it up for Don Logic in the chat. What do you guys think of his room? What do you think of Don Logic? What was your favorite thing about it? What is your favorite cab that he showed off? I'm going to give you guys a second. We'll play this video again since it's not very long. Those in the chat want to make a remark or a comment about Don Logic's game room. What do you think is the best part? So we got KI Pro. I see Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Blitz as the new cab. Over there, we got Tron. We got a lot of different stuff here. Outrun on the floor. We got the Shack Jam. T2. We got Turtles. Let's see. We got a couple people coming in. We got... he's saying, whoa, he's got to be single. What do you think of the New Year's Arcade1UP for sale? Let me pin that. We'll talk about that. Cool video. Game layout is great. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Really appreciate the donation there. Appreciate that. Let's see. Good work with the space. Beanbag chair is the best. Shane the 14, maybe the 14. I don't know. Anyway, he says, I just checked out the ALU and the ALP are sold out, at least in Denver. Okay, we got a couple more topics coming in. I'm going to start pinning those. I did see the Pac-Man carpet. Oh, that's really cool. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. This is NC Aviator 88. We're going to check out his setup. He's got a couple pictures here, and then we got a video at the end here. I'm going to come over here in the corner. We can zoom in on it. I'm telling you guys, if you've watched this show before, the different neon lights really make a difference, and this guy's got some really good lights. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cabs, and like 5 stools, light up marquees on everything. We got Terminator 2, Ridge Racer. If you haven't seen, there's some really cool Ridge Racer mods coming out by BuyStuffArcades.com. Not sponsored, just want to get that information out there because they're doing some amazing stuff. Killer Instinct he's got. Tron dead in the center there, looks awesome. And then you got the Hadouken model. You got a Pac-Man and the Mortal Kombat 30th edition with light-up buttons, or maybe those buttons are kind of glowing from the neon lights. Lights above look great. And I think this is this a garage? Because I kind of see the garage door opener, maybe? Maybe. Yeah, what do you guys think of this? Let's see. JJ saying, I checked the Sam's website too and see that everything they had at AtGames is sold out except for the mini stand-up cab for $200, which is an outstanding price. Very cool. We got a couple more topics coming in. I'll snag those. There's some good ones coming in. Okay, so the next picture we got a closer up version of it. We got, again, I think it's a garage, but it's finished. Is that carpet or is it? I think that's concrete, right? But the lights are reflecting down on the carpet there. Ooh, I like how the Ridge Racer pedal is glowing there. That's really cool. Back to the arcade sign there. Got play some music on that mounted TV. Some decoration on the wall. You see some close-ups of the T2. He has those like hazard lights at the top. That's pretty sweet. I don't think I've seen that in the game room tours that we've done before. And then, yeah, there we go. Oh, see that Tron sign at the top there? It's really nice. Then a little poster on the side there. The cross, what's it called? The crossbones with the skeleton there. It's cool. All right. And then we got, see, whenever I take a look at this cabinet, can you guys see it there? If you take a look closely, whenever I see the Shin Hadouken model, it kind of looks like this control panel is popping out. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. But then I look closer, and it's not the control panel is popping out. That's just the J panel, right? It's going down. More topics coming in. Appreciate that, guys. A lot of topics going to be talking about after this game room tour. I keep pinning them. We got some good stuff coming. All right, now let's take a look at a video here. This is the Aviator 88. Garage Arcade Video 2. Ooh, check out all those lights. Very nice. All right, what do you guys think of that? Looks awesome, right? I'm telling you how light makes such a difference. It's all about the lighting there. That's the wrong camera. All about the lighting there. Makes a huge difference. UAG, start singing. I just have to start singing. Just UAG's like, I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Is that better? UAG, give me a thumbs up if I made you happy. All right, so we're gonna go on to this next one. He calls this arcade Shopcade, and you're gonna see exactly why. Yeah, no problem, Midnight Gardener. Thanks again for showing the garage. Okay, we're going to do another Shopcade. You get some inspirations here. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, UAG. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so Shopcade is next. Let's take a look. Look for areas where you can have some inspiration on this next one. All right, guys? So in the chat, Shopcade. I want you to type in Shopcade and where you find that inspiration. I think this one's very cool. Pinning some more comments in here. There's some good questions that we'll add in here as well. Okay, let's take a look at the Shopcade. Look very closely. You'll see this is not an inexpensive Shopcade. He's got some pretty good machines in here. So credit where credit's due. Look at it. Okay, we got some mixture. Now, this is a mixture of full-size arcade with some killer titles. And then you got the Catalina wine mixer in the back, the Defender Partycade, right? And this is so this garage, this is Shopcade. I mean, we got like Nintendo Play Choice in there. We got the class of 1981 in the back there in the corner. Let's see, is that Super Sprint? It may be Asteroids, Road Blasters. really kill. I think there's a Street Fighter there, and then is it Smash TV? I think it's a Smash TV there next to a Narc, Aliens, T2, posters on the wall. Come on, this is like holy grail territory for like all the best arcades. Full on are in this shopcade in this guy's garage. And then you got a couple. But it's not like this guy is only owning the full-size arcades. Let's take a look at the other ones. Then on the other side, he's got in the corner there, Space Invaders. Let's see, Simpsons, Turtles, NBA Jam, Alien vs. Predator. That looks like with a CRT. And then he's got the 12-in-1, which is definitely doing some mods on this because that Space Invader's dead in the corner, never had a light-up marquee. Even the Buck Hunter, right? The Buck Hunter didn't have a light-up marquee, I don't think. So he got that lit up, and then, yeah, everything's lighting up really well. But I want to hear from you guys in the live chat. What is the coolest thing that you think? What is the coolest arcade that you see in Shopcade? Out of everything that's here, the full-size arcades, what is your favorite one that you would just, it'd be so amazing to have? Let's see. Where I cross over, I own the Road Blasters, and I own a Play Choice full-size arcade. But I don't own anything else that you see in there. Oh, wait, the Defender Partycade. Is it a big red? It kind of looks like a red Street Fighter cabinet. You know, like the dynamo shape in the front there, but maybe with chrome. I don't know. You may think it's the... Yeah. We got Tony C with the Road Blasters, hands down. Narc is cool. Love the Aliens versus Predator. There we go. We got 19K Fox here. We got to tell him about it. Thor says, really fun Blitz game you had the other day. Did you have any sort of voice chat going? Oh, I didn't play around with any voice chat. Is voice chat working on Blitz? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've been playing Blitz. I played a couple games online. It's a lot of fun. Okay, then here we got a couple more pictures by Shopcade. Let's take a look. So he's got a Shaq hoop, and he's got a silent scope, and then the Arcade1UP Attack from Mars pinball machine. Working Aliens next to T2. Good combo. Yeah. Chad Clark with NBA Jam. Still my favorite. Yeah, it's a nice machine. And then, last but not least, we got a really awesome setup for retro gaming. I see an Atari Jaguar. Another, let's see, you got a Sega Model 1, a GameCube, N64, Nintendo Toaster, and then Super Nintendo. Looks like the Generation 1. There's about 2 or 3 different generations of the Super Nintendo, but it's not the Junior Mini. But that one's, it's a good unit. What is in the corner there? We got some Sega games. Got a big Panasonic TV with a couple of the mini Nintendo. Ooh, nice. I have that purple Game Boy. I love the purple Game Boy. I think I have 2 of those. I got like a backup because I love it so much. I bought that for my wife before we were married, actually. In like early 99, I want to say. She worked at UPS and she needed something to do during the downtime when she was loading and unloading planes. So she snuck in a Game Boy Color that I bought her. We still own that original one. The Bachelor says, I threw out a Sony Trinitron in 2016, regretting it. Man. Yeah, I threw away 13. No. I think it was 13. I want to say it was 13. I owned 13. No, I know what it is. I owned 8 13-inch televisions. That's what it was. And I threw them all away. I had this job where I was monitoring. Ever since I was 18, I've been in the entertainment, like television. I worked for cable companies, worked for channels, worked for big media outlets that do streaming and satellite television, all of that. So I had a lab in my house. And so in 2011, I want to say, my lab was built with all 13-inch CRTs. And when I moved back to Denver, I threw them all away. Man, Why did I do that? Anyway, nice setup, man. This is very good, Shopcade. All right, we're going to move on. Thank you so much for supporting the content here and hanging out. If you're getting value out of this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Check and see if your subscription is at the setting that you want it to be at. We're going to move on here. Hold on a second. No, we're not going to move on. You know why we're not going to move on? Because that's it. That's what we got. If you want to be a part of the game room tours that we're doing, this is episode 8 on my YouTube page. I have a playlist called Game Room Tours. You can see all 8 episodes in there. If you want to get some more inspiration for your game rooms, you can go check that out. Each episode has many game rooms that you can scrub through and see what decorations they're using, and they're a lot of fun. Wow. Chad Clark says he has a 36-inch, 300-pound Sony CRT. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to get into the second half of this show tonight, or whatever you want to call it. Hey, what's going on, Retro Arcade Music Man? Good to hear from you. We're going to go in. I asked everyone to type in topics. If you want to add a topic to the show to have a short discussion in the live chat, go ahead and do so. And I'm going to start with the first topic that we have. It's from JR. He says, topic, when will Console Kits and 19K Fox be streaming about Rogue One? Maybe we should do a special episode. So if you don't know, 19K Fox and I, he's another content creator here on YouTube in the home arcade space. Me and a handful of other home arcade content creators have become very close friends, not only because of our hobby in home arcade, but it's our other hobby, which is content creation. And so we talk on a daily basis about making videos, mainly about like not strategy of like how to get views or anything like that. It's more like what microphone to use, what camera to use, what software we're using to stream, things that are buggy. And I have the next 2 weeks off, so me personally, I'm really excited because I'm a software developer. That's what I do for a living. So I'm working on an app right now that will hopefully enhance the live streams for next year. So the tool that I'm working on is kind of like what we're doing now, where we have topics. But I'm going to try to set it up, and I got about 2 weeks to work on this, and then I'll be out of time. But basically, if you type in the word topic as an example, I'll have that chat float up on the right hand of the screen, so everyone can kind of see we have topics that are parking lotted, and then I can click on them, and then they'll kind of show up at the bottom of the screen. But I'm going to write all the streaming software for it instead of paying a company for that service. So that's my plan. To kind of build that. I may open source it eventually and make it so any content creator can use the tool without any cost. So anyway, that's kind of... Anyway, 19K Fox and I decided to do some content together about Andor, and that was a fun little series. So we went back and forth on each other's channel talking about Andor, and we had a really good time. And so some people are asking, when are we going to do Rogue One? Because... I don't know. Maybe we have to wait for Andor Season 2 to finish. Maybe we'll do Andor 2 together. And I don't know. Is that the end? Do they gonna have more? I don't know. Anyway, so the next topic we have is, do you think Star Wars re-release is test market for other potential re-releases? Or do you think they will continue down the road of legacy caps? Let's see. Kind of. So I think, or at least... the way I understand it, Star Wars re-release is not necessarily a test market. It's what they can get out this year / January. It's what they can put on the roadmap that they know that will sell. They know they can make a certain quantity of them, and it's like a guaranteed, like, we can tell the manufacturer to make it, and they can make a certain quantity of it, and they'll sell them. Literally the audience, the community is asking for a Star Wars re-release. And I actually bought a Sega Star Wars full-size arcade, and I regret it already. I paid, I can't remember, it was like $800 for the machine. I then paid $250 for a truck to rent I drove all the way to Kansas this last weekend. I loaded it up on the truck. The guy there helped me load it. When I got it back, it's so big, I could not get it out of the van. I was too scared. It's so huge, the Sega Star Wars trilogy. Huge CRT in it, all original parts. And I'm sitting here realizing, like, do I really want to own full-size arcades that I myself can't move around? I can't even get it out of the van myself. I go to my wife, I'm like, can you help me? And she's like, I'll help you. But she's like, remember I hurt my arm. She hurt her shoulder last year, and she went to physical therapy. And she's like, what if it messes it up? I'm like, no, never mind. And that was brutal for her, and she's feeling a lot better now. So I didn't want to do that. So I paid this guy $50. I called him up. I was on the phone with like Stringer Films and Nick Madsen, like, can you help me figure out how to do this? And in the end, they were kind of like, you might want to get someone else to help you. So anyway, I called this guy that I've had him help me do some arcade stuff before, and he's like, yeah, I'll pay you $50. You just help me get it out of the van and into my garage. Like, the van is backed up to my garage. All I got to do is get it out. So we get it out. I look at it, and I put like $1,000 into this already. And I'm like, I don't even want it anymore. I was like, this is never going in my basement. This is way too big. So I call this other arcade guy. He owns like 70 arcades in operation in the metro area of Des Moines. He owns 33 pinball machines in his house. So he's a pretty big collector. And so I asked him, can you come like move? I have 2 Pinball 2000 machines now. Can I get those into the basement? My Road Blasters, I want to put that in the basement. And a Multi-Williams that's in pristine condition, also in my basement. Those are the ones I don't want to sell. I mean, all of those are in like basically mint condition. He's like, yeah. So he gave me a really good deal on, he's a big guy. He's got all the equipment. He's got like everything you can possibly think of to get this into my basement. And that's it. I'm not having him put the Sega in there, the Sega Star Wars trilogy, because it would cost me a fortune to get it out of the basement, if I move in 5 or 10 years. So getting back to the topic here, I've decided I'm going to buy the Star Wars re-release, even though I already own one. I'm going to buy a second one. And then I'm going to sell the real Sega Star Wars trilogy that I have whenever I can. And then I'm just going to mod. I'm going to keep one vanilla. I'm going to keep this one vanilla. And then I'm going to mod the new the new Star Wars that comes out. When that comes out, I'm going to mod it with the Bekong mod, which is basically, loaded up with a ton of games and then use the yoke. Anyway, that's my plan. Like I in my head, I'm like, I can do that for under $1,000 and really enjoy it. And then I'm done with the Sega Star Wars. I mean, it's great to have. I'm going to fix it up. Enjoy the fix up on it. It needs a little bit of work. Joystick needs a little bit of work. Whatever other problems that come up. And then I'll see if I can find a buyer in my area. So if you're interested in the Sega Star Wars trilogy machine that's gigantic and you have the room for it, email me at consolekids@gmail.com because I have one for sale. Okay, next topic. The blank cab is a community request for quite some time. Hopefully Arcade1UP or somewhere else will listen. There's a lot of other great companies out there making them, but costs are really high. So Arcade1UP has said before they will never do this. That's just not their business model. At best, down the line, every cabinet that they sold for a while that has an SD card on it is potential to be able to buy games. Arcade1UP's business is selling lumber and licensed games. They have no financial benefit, I believe, in selling an empty cab. And the reason why is because Arcade1UP's biggest customer is not you. Arcade1UP's biggest customer is Walmart. And Walmart will not buy an empty cabinet. And I think in 2022, what we're going to see is, recession's tough. It's going to be really tough. And go back to the previous question about Star Wars re-releases. Next year, I think there's going to be a ton of re-releases. That makes no sense for Arcade1UP to invest in new titles in the middle of a recession. I mean, the fact that they're like, hey, we're going to do, Time Crisis hasn't been released. Star Wars is being re-released. There were so many legacy cabinets this last year, but we had, what did we have? We had Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We had Blitz. those are brand new cabinets. That requires a whole bunch of online integration, and they basically failed. So go back to the drawing board, do what you do well. You know, and what they do well is selling to Walmart a whole bunch of units that they know that will sell. Let's see. Next one we got is topic AtGames Sam's Club sale about keeping your Arcade1UP deals website and status notification wish list for users. To be honest, I was actually thinking about taking the website down in 2023. It's a lot of work to keep it maintained, and like the deals right now on Sam's, I can't even get. I spent a little time to try to crack Sam's, but a lot of them are behind the membership. It's like a membership paywall, and I was able to. I can actually get the price from the website, even though you're not logged in as a member. Like the data for the price is there, and so I don't know. I'll look at it again. But just know that every single day I wake up and I have to run the script, and it takes about an hour, and then I have to verify the script that it works. And then, I mean, it's not a ton of work, but it's like, it's not always 100% accurate, because if I run the script and then hours later, if hours later there's another deal, this last year, my channel is how I notified everyone of the fire sales. If you know what I mean? It's like, more people just watched videos of me saying, this is not a drill, there's a deal going on. That's like my best way to notify a ton of people. And through the website, it's more difficult. I don't know, maybe I'll spend some time on it. KongsRS is mentioning right now, or maybe we could do a computer reporting feature. That'd be cool. I've thought about that before. That wouldn't be too hard to build up. Build up where people just report it, and then if enough people report it, it highlights it and features it. That could work. Let's see. Why do you guys think Arcade1UP seems to miss the mark when it comes to quality? There's always seems to be one or two things wrong with their machines. I think the reason why Arcade1UP fails in this area is because there's no one in charge. They're like a house of brands, and it's like the only thing they do is like market, and then they outsource to think up like the designs, and then there's a manufacturer, and then there's the integration team, but the integration team is outsourced. I think QA is in-house. They probably and then they have sales and marketing, and they talk to retailers. So I don't think, like, we in the community think, and I've thought this for a long time, that the way it works is there's a group that get together and they have a meeting, and they're like, hey, we're going to build this cabinet. And then so they go to the manufacturer and be like, you got to build this cabinet, and you got to send us a prototype. And then they test out the prototype. And there's actually like executives in the company that are like playing with the joysticks and playing with the emulation. And they're sitting there going like, should we do this or not? You know, is this good? That doesn't happen. You're probably the first person, when the very first person that gets a cabinet is probably the very first person that's ever, like, in the United States touching the final product. You know, we get on these live streams with the companies, and even Justin Wong, who works for the company, like, has to buy the cabinets and doesn't always get, like, the cabinets. It's just because I think there's, like, small margins for the company, and this is just how they figured out how to get the factory to work. It's like, they sell the idea to Walmart and they wholesale it, and they probably have a 50% margin on it. So like Walmart's making more money than Arcade1UP. You know what I mean? It's like, if you ever watch Shark Tank, they come in and they're like, yeah, how much is your wholesale? It's like, well, we sell our product for $500 direct to the website. Cool. They're like, how much do you sell it to Walmart for? And they're like, $200. It's like they buy 10,000 of them. They sell them for like $200. I have no clue if that's what Arcade1UP's numbers are like. But like Walmart's their biggest customer. Walmart's making a fortune off of all these cabinets, right? And then I just think they got this factory of like how to get these titles licensed and how to get the software emulation, but they're always gonna get things wrong because there's nobody like actually QAing the final product, like holistically with everything together. It's probably phone calls to Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong people are like, yeah, the cabinet works great, we're gonna ship it to people now. And they're like, okay. Anyway, I could be way wrong. I don't work there, I don't know, but being in the community and doing enough streams, this is how I think their company is ran. That's why they always keep making mistakes. And I don't know if they'll ever fix it. It's like, for them, it works. They sell to their customer, which is Walmart and retailers, and then they get their money, and the community gets upset. And then all they got to do is try to like quiet the community by giving them a little bit of updates enough. And if the community is happy enough, they can continue to sell. But I don't think they're going to spend like millions of dollars on like fixing their issues. They'll just lose millions of dollars. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. Eric says, what do you think New Year's Eve Arcade1UP for sale? So I was watching a news broadcast recently, and they were talking about how these big box retailers, and they included Sam's, is having these like huge sales, and it had nothing to do with Arcade1UP. It was just like local news, but they were talking about like sales continuing into January this year, and it's because just everything going on with the economy. And so it's like Black Friday triggered some sales, and a lot of like big box retailers, they're not stopping the sales. And it's because they have a lot of product that, you know, like they had not much stock of a whole bunch of items that came from China months and months and months ago, but then they it's like they overbought, is my guess. They overbought for the holiday season, hoping they can get a lot of money for the Black Friday season, and not every retailer is doing great. You know, some of that is just me trying to understand, you know, that news, whatever segment I was talking about. That news segment was really interesting because they were going on about like last minute Christmas shopping is still underway, and then they interviewed someone that they're like, yeah, the deals are going to be even in January. So anyway, to your topic, New Year's Arcade1UP sales. I don't know, man. I mean, look, whatever's going on with the sales right now with home arcade, unprecedented. No one can predict what's going to happen next. These patterns that are happening, they're completely different patterns. First of all, Sam's Club never has the deals. Like, maybe someone would report, I got lucky, the local Sam's manager discounted a cabinet. But Sam's Club never has deals. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just Walmart overstock. It's like, we'll give them to Sam's, and Sam's will sell them and try to push more memberships. I don't know. And then Blitz being discounted within 3 months never happens. Not like this. So I remember the Star Wars originally came out, and about 3 months later, it dropped $50. That's it. But the idea that you can go to Sam's Club and you can get the Blitz cabinet for like, I mean, Kong got one for like $170. Yeah, Sam's Club and Walmart's the same company, but it is true. Like, I think there's different divisions. There's probably different buyers. I'd heard talking to someone that Walmart retail is different from Walmart.com. I don't know if that's still the case. So people are asking, Star Wars pinball ever go on sale for $2.99, $3.99? I don't know. Like, who knows? Maybe. Maybe. No one can predict this at this point. Because keep in mind, like, I don't think it's necessarily like arcade. Here's the thing about sales. Arcade1UP already made their sale. Their sale was to Sam's Club, buy 10,000 at 200 a piece or whatever. I don't know what the number is. I'm just making up numbers, right? It's wholesale. I doubt it that Arcade1UP made a phone call to Sam's and said, you should discount it. We'll, you know, it's Sam's going like, we're going to discount it. We have so many stock. This is how much we paid for it. We decide to liquidate. Maybe Sam's Club is losing money, or maybe they're still making money. I don't know. Or maybe they're making it on the back end because of they got increased memberships and that has value. I don't know. So it could be that the Walmart commercial team, whatever, like they promised, maybe they went to a meeting with Sam's and was like, you should totally buy 30,000 Blitz. These are our numbers. These are our projections. You could totally move 30,000. Maybe that happened. Maybe. And then Sam's is like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's sign a check for millions of dollars. And then they sold none. Maybe that happened. And then they're like, screw it. I'm gonna liquidate it. That could have happened. I don't know. I don't know what took place, but my main point is this is unprecedented. This idea that in 3 months, an Arcade1UP cabinet would be 73% off in 3 months. That's crazy. Anyway, thanks for the conversation. Let's see. Chris, topic, he says, think 1UP would ever sell the new Pro light-up coin door separately. I think it's pretty cool, and we'll love to see upgrades, easy revenue. We've been asking for that for a while. Maybe, because this next year is probably going to be tough. You know, they've just created a new floor of Arcade1UP prices can get super low. So I don't know. I would love that because, I mean, how much, guys in the chat, how much would you pay for a light up coin door sold directly from Arcade1UP? Here's the thing. It would be kind of tough to do that mod. It couldn't be the exact one in Pro, because if you've seen pictures of it, it's like plugged into the control panel of the KI Pro using a really thin ribbon cable that is not on any of our cabs. So it would have to be, it wouldn't be too hard to do it. You'd probably need one of those connectors that just kind of pulls power from the main unit, kind of Y cable. And then it's just, we got a couple people in the chat saying $100, $50. Yeah, 50 would be great. 50 would be an amazing price if they could do that. Maybe they could make some money on it. All right, move on to the next topic. Is what are the 5 must-have 1UP cabs from the beginning till now? Now, here's the thing. If you ask 100 people what is their top 5, you're going to get totally different answers from all of those people. I'm going to give you my opinion. Love for those in the chat. List your top 5. It's a great topic. Where I'm at with home arcade or Arcade1UP, there's kind of two things. A cabinet is great if the alternative to get that cabinet, like a full-size version, is insane price. Star Wars, the Star Wars cabinet here, I think that makes it like number one, because if you wanted to get this right now, it's like $2-3 grand. Like maybe you get a beat up one for like $1,500, and they're gigantic. So very few people are gonna want that, and so it makes it where the possibility of actually owning that for the majority of people are next to zero. It's really low. Like who average person could ever consider buying the original Star Wars Atari trilogy? The next thing is cabinets with custom controls. I think start to make it in that top 5. Those are starting to become my qualifiers. Let me give you an example. Arcade1UP is not the best way to play these games. So, I mean, honestly, a great way, if you want a game room, sure. You get a whole bunch of Arcade1UPs, you get a game room. Arcade1UP and AtGames and Arcade are going to provide this game room aesthetic that, for the price, is unmatched. You may say that you want the full-size arcades for that aesthetic, and that's fine. But for the price and the availability at a high scale that Arcade1UP has done, and AtGames has done, and Arcade has done, it's great. But if you want to play the game, I'm 40-some years old, right? I would prefer to sit down in front of a couch with an LCD, gigantic LCD right in my face, or a CRT in my face. You can get that with a PC, and you can get that like with a Mister. The Mister can recreate retro gaming, arcade games, using schematics to recreate the hardware of the arcade to the point where there's nobody that can tell the difference. You remember those Pepsi versus Coke? You know, it's like, can you tell, which one's the real one, whatever? I was at this convention, and there was people that were like competitive gamers for Street Fighter, and they were playing the Street Fighter version on Mister, and there were some shoot 'em ups they were playing on Mister, and they knew these games in and out. They competitively have been playing these for 20 years. And they were telling me how the evolution of like the FPGA based recreation of these arcade titles are to the point where the developers are doing frame-by-frame comparison between their recreation to the exact game, and they got it recreating it so perfectly, a computer can't tell the difference. Like a computer that's monitoring even the audio. The audio, they took the sound waves of different Sega Genesis, compared it, and they have it cloned for specific models. And the difference, it's so perfect that a computer doing an analysis of the waveform can't tell that it's not an original unit. And in fact, that technology is so great that just listening to the audio of a Sega Genesis, this computer software can tell you if you have a bad capacitor, because the bad capacitor in that audio circuit will change the output audio waveform. And that's the tool they're using to recreate like console gaming or arcade audio. So objectively, there are better ways to play these games. But how are you going to play some of these games if it's got like a racing wheel, if it's got a flight stick, it's got something super unique on the controls? And that's what puts it in the top 5 for me. Street Fighter, that's a fun game. Okay, Arcade1UP brings it online. That's cool, that's unique. Blitz, 49-way stick. Okay, that's cool, that's unique. Now you're bringing it online. That's going to be really difficult to recreate elsewhere. Pac-Man, okay, that's a fun game. There's going to be definitely your friends that come over that are really going to enjoy playing a game like that. I'm getting chat with some people selling the Star Wars. Yeah, I'm serious about selling it. I'm done. I'm done with it's too big. I told my wife already. She's cool. I was like, I'm gonna when it comes to something big that I'm gonna buy, I want to be able to move the thing up and down my basement myself. And so, like, for example, spending money on like a Stern pinball machine. I have a dolly. I can get that pinball machine down in the basement myself. Pinball 2000 is awesome. It's unique. It's rare. I own 2 of those. I have the pair. That's hard. I can't get that in the basement myself. But I'm going to pay this guy to get it in my basement, and it's going to stay there for a long time. And I'm going to have the elusive Pinball 2000s that are super rare, and it's even more rare for one person to own both in pristine condition with the original CRT, with the original hardware, all working flawlessly. So that I will keep. I'm going to enjoy that. Okay, next topic. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you're getting value out of this, hit that like, subscribe button. Topic, Arcade1UP. Okay, Arcade1UP are something that need to be experienced for the average consumer to impulse buy. With Walmart and Sam's Club seemingly exiting home arcade in stores, how does Arcade1UP increase exposure? My understanding is Walmart and Sam's Club are continuing to buy Arcade1UP cabinets, and they will buy more Arcade1UP cabinets in 2023. That's what I've heard. Do you think Sam's Club will restock the Legends pinball? That's a tough one. I know that AtGames had a tough year. I had heard that they kind of hit the blunt of the recession a little bit earlier, where not as many people are employed at AtGames as there were in previous years. But they were, don't look at it this way. Don't look at it, the way I understand it is, don't look at it as a way of like Arcade or AtGames is hurting or Arcade1UP is hurting. It's they've already fortified their company and made adjustments so they can withstand the weathering of whatever may come. But I think 2022 was a tough year for everyone in the home arcade space. We got people that are a little bit more tighter with their money, people losing their job, and expenses going way up, gasoline prices for a while there. Just everything. Food went up, just everything. So people are like watching their wallet a little bit more and then thinking twice about those impulse buys. You know, for a lot of people, getting another home arcade product is not something they need to do. And there's still some of us that are like, oh, I'm comfortable in my job, I'm doing good. I don't necessarily, I can afford it. And so we buy some of these things. Anyway, let's go back into the chat here. I got through the main topics here. Going to be looking for some more topics. Having a lot of fun. Are you having a lot of fun in this late night live stream with Console Kits? I'm having a good time. You guys having a good time? Let's see. What else we got here? I think I finished all the pinned comments that I had. Kong says, my top 5, Star Wars, Marvel vs. Capcom, Big Blue, Tron, Dragon's Lair. See, out of all the cabinets there, you got Dragon's Lair, really hard to recreate unless you have the original machine. So some form of home arcade, iArcade, Arcade1UP adds value. Tron is the same thing. In my area, it's $2,000 for a Tron. Big Blue, an actual Big Blue, I haven't seen in my local area. Well, I've seen a lot of Big Blues that were converted to other cabinets. I guess you could buy them and convert them back. But even those are like $1,600 in my area. They're like Big Blues turned into golden tees. What the heck? Then there's golden tees that have Big Blue in them. No joke. There's a guy that mods Big Blue into a multicade and kind of try to makes it look like, a golden tee into like a Street Fighter, but kind of makes it look like a Big Blue. Marvel vs. Capcom, another fighter, and then Star Wars with the flight yoke. Yeah, man. Majority are I'm aligned with you. I don't own the Tron and I don't own T2 or Dragon's Lair, but I like the concept of those machines because they're super unique. ALP showing low in stock in Sam's right now. Yeah, people getting those deals. $5 super chat from my good buddy 19K Fox. Hold on a second, it's coming. Thor says, you having a good time? Because I'm having a really good time, and so gonna make sure you're having a good time because I'm having a good time, and I wouldn't want you to be not having a good time. Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the super chat. 19K Fox says, next YouTube meetup, we all helps Justin move Star Wars. I don't know, man. It's got wheels. I don't know how it's like. I need a crane to get it into my basement. Yeah, the AtGames Mini for $199. Hold for lower. Who knows? Who knows if it's gonna go lower? Look, here's where I'm at. I did not pick up the AtGames Mini for $199, but I'll tell you why. When it became available to me, yesterday when I was like thinking about it and I was checking out, I had just bought the Polymega N64 module. So I was already had spent like $130 yesterday. I didn't want to just like add to more things that I'm buying. I'm on vacation right now and I knew like, man, I'm going to have all this time on my hand just kind of hanging out. And when that happens, I'm probably going to spend a lot of money. So I held back. And then I thought, I forgot that the AtGames Legends Ultimate Mini can rotate. I was like, oh man, I don't have that rotate. I want it to rotate. Then I was like, I also have the AtGames Legends Ultimate. I don't know. So then, and I was like, I also have like the Core and the Pro, and I don't know. Do I really need the Mini? So I held off. I said, I'm not going to do it. But here's my advice to you. I think if you want to get the AtGames Mini at $199, ask yourself if it's worth $199 to you. At that price, you can't guess if it's going to get lower. It may not get lower. That may be the floor. It may also go down to $99. Who knows? I think no one can really predict the future on that particular one. It may be that 5 people buy it at $199, so then they don't go to $99. Who knows? And then you hold off, and then they do go to $99. I don't know. My point is if you want it for $199, if you think that's a good deal, commit to it and buy it at $199, and don't regret if it goes to $99. And if you feel like you would just have so much remorse over it jumping to $99, then don't play the game. That's my thought. I'm not trying to convince you to go buy it. That's not the point of what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like I'm trying to say like, help you decide whether 199 is a good deal or not, if that makes sense. JR says he feels like the Polymega was a fail. Yeah, availability on that's high, but I mean, for me, I got mine. I started playing it. I started ripping these games on it, and I had a little bit of issue, but none of the issues with the Polymega. Like, I added the extra SSD or whatever it was called to like expand the memory, and then I was able to like load any genuine game I tried to load on it, it would load. And then the only trouble I had was I was trying to rip some Sega CDs and some Sega Saturn games by downloading the ISOs, and I had to burn them like really, really slow. And then some PS1 games, I did that. I was testing that out, and sometimes it wouldn't like load them. But then I tried like a different disc, and then I loaded it like at X1, and then it would work. So I did that a handful of times, and then the N64 one's coming out, and I believe the emulator on them, I mean, so far all the emulation that the Polymega has done, if you've watched the reviews, the emulation on it is really good. It's surprisingly good. And so, I have different ways to play an N64. I have the original hardware, have it with HDMI out, but the Polymega is super convenient. The UI is super awesome. And so I plan to have that dedicated couch setup, LCD. I think I have a few 48 inches spare that I'll set up, try to get couch close. I'm going to put the Polymega on it. And I mean, that's going to have the Nintendo, Saturn, PS1, and N64 games. I think it'll be a good unit. Let's see. ALU Mini is my favorite of the 19 cabinets purchased last year. There you go, Had a Bachelor. Yeah, I think they failed when it came to availability. That's for sure. I just somehow got lucky. I ordered it super early. Like, basically the moment the Polymega was out, I ordered it. I think it was pretty quick. I watched this interview from the Polymega CEO on RetroRGB's website. There was a lot of controversy about the Polymega, but hearing directly the CEO, talk directly about what his plans were. That was back when they were talking about hybrid FPGA. I don't know if you guys heard about that. They were going to have like multiple chips on it and a CPU, and he kind of explained all of that, and it made sense to me actually what they were trying to do. They were trying to make it where the game console would be running either Linux or Windows for the UI. So you can get a really, really nice UI. And the moment you played the game, it would switch to an FPGA, which would give you like the highest quality gameplay, recreating the emulation from the schematics. But the main FPGA developer left the company, and so they weren't really able to execute that idea. So everyone's like, oh, hybrid FPGA, it's like some marketing term. And he's like, no, hybrid FPGA is this idea where you get the best of both worlds. The FPGA is not very good at like building out a really cool fancy menu UI, but it's really, really good at recreating, circuits that will run a video game. So hybrid FPGA was just a computer that does both. Anyway, so then they switched to just pure, it's basically a PC. And so it's like a custom build PC with really high quality parts, but it can dump the games right onto its internal memory. And then it has commercial emulators. And the commercial emulators they picked for the PS1 and for the Sega Saturn and for the Nintendo that I've been playing, they run great right on that kind of PC architecture. But when the Polymega boots up, it boots right into this like game menu. That's like Netflix, and they manage all of the metadata for you, like a Plex or a Netflix. So you insert a disc, it automatically knows what game it is. It reads it and goes, yeah, I know what the game is. Gives you all the artwork, gives you the details of it. You can add it to your favorites. You can go around to different categories, and then if you go deep into a game, say like you go to Mario Brothers. While you're in Mario Brothers, it has a shelf that's like you may also like Mario 2 and 3 and 4, even though you don't have those games. So it once you pick a game, then you can kind of see other games that you don't have, and that could inspire you to like go, oh, I should go buy that game and then dump it so then I have it. And then Polymega's plan was to then upsell you real games that they'll license, which I don't think they've ever done. So I think the concept is actually pretty awesome. The manufacturing side and the availability, it's just been forever to get it to mass market. Again, I'm lucky because I got it in like the first shipment, so that was pretty sweet. All right, let's see. Polymega, yeah. Let's raid She-Lion Gaming after this. Yeah, we're wrapping it up now. Let me hit refresh and see if I can see. I was checking this earlier and I couldn't see She-Lion in my raid. I don't know if she has it turned on. Or she's not subscribed to me. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Let me see if she's got it. We got it turned on where I can raid her. All right, content live. I'm live right now. Let's go into it. Customization, redirect. Nope. She doesn't have it activated for me. Let me see if I can hack into it. All right, She-Lion Gaming. We'll do it this way, guys. This is what we'll do. Oh, I got it. Nope, redirect privileges needed. Ask She-Lion to add you to her live direct in her community. But we'll do it this way. All right, we'll wrap up this stream. I'll put the link right in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out here for this fun time. Click that link. Jump over to She-Lion. Let her know that Console Kits sent you, and she should extend her show. She's still doing a live build Q&A. Looking at it now. Let me share my screen so you can kind of see what we're talking about here. Share screen. So she is building step by step, but she's been showing the parts. If you look earlier in the stream, she was looking at the parts of the BAM right there with the micro switches. She tore apart the Yamaha speakers. Found out, yep, sure enough, there's a Yamaha. They have a Yamaha logo on it. Let's see. Yeah, she's breaking it down for everyone who's super interested. So go check it out. Go check out She-Lion. Subscribe to her channel. Let her know that we sent her over there. Show her some love. All right, guys. I'm going to hang out for 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes so I can get that. This stream is exactly 1 hour. I'm going to try to time it. All right. I'm going to try to time it. Time it to 1 hour exactly. So, any guys in the chat, one final topic, if you guys got one that we can wrap up in a single minute. He guys saying thanks for hanging out, Justin. Great content. Really appreciate it. Evil Genius, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Bleep, bleep, bounce, enhance. Just a heads up, if you're the Sam's membership and about to expire, you can upgrade to Plus for a fraction of the remaining time. If you have 1 month left, they charge like $6 and you get free shipping. Boom. There we go. Very nice. Oh, thank you so much for sending a room video. Appreciate it. We'll do that on the next one. That's like trying to time a gas pump. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to abruptly end because I'm right here. That's right. I'm going to do it. Ending the broadcast right